Devilman Crybaby is a 10-episode Netflix-exclusive anime series that is directed by Masaki Yusa. If Yusa's name sounds familiar, it's because he's famous for his surreal, free-flowing direction that at times resembles Salvador Dali on crack. Some notable works that he's been involved in are Ping Pong, Kaiba, The Tatami Galaxy, and of course the acid trip episode from the masterpiece of anime known only as Adventure Time. So when it was announced that the 1978 violent manga Devilman would be seen through the lens of Masaki's fevered eyes, no one was quite sure what to expect. If I were to compare Devilman Crybaby's story to that of an animal, there would be one clear contender, a disassociative identity hamster. On one hand, it has that aggressive, stylish action personality that just yearns to treat its cage like Mankind and The Undertaker did. But also a slow philosophical side that just wants to get high, eat lettuce, and contemplate life. And by no means is combining the two personalities infeasible. Cowboy Bebop, Kill Bill, and plenty of other narratives of varying lengths have achieved this. But unfortunately for Devilman Crybaby, they clash with each other, and the pacing of the series suffers as a result. All in all, the show finds itself on a hamster wheel, running inexorably into the deep darkness that is the existential crisis of infinity, before face-planting as a result of its conflicting personalities. And that's a shame, considering that Devilman Crybaby clearly had a lot to say on the matter, packaged in a compelling story with interesting characters. From Miki, Akira's waifu, to the rapping quartet that inject the series with a fresh hip-hop flair, each supporting character boasts their own unique motivations and identities. And watching how these characters interact and grow in this infernal crapsack world becomes so interesting that in an ironic twist, Devilman Crybaby becomes a victim of its own success. We become so invested in these secondary storylines that they make the A story feel like complete background noise. Which, in case you don't know, despite Devilman Crybaby's reputation for being as vague as a pretentious art house flick, its plot is surprisingly straightforward. In many ways, it draws from the antithesis of that reputation in the form of the granddaddy of all first-person shooters, Doom. Both narratives involve extremely angry men whose mission is to stop the demonic invasion that is taking place by ripping and tearing a hole through the demonic hordes. Just remove Doomguy's armor, the hyperspace arsenal that he fits up his ass, turn him into a half-demon, give him a quick shopping spree to the nearest Hot Topic for a wardrobe makeover, make him cry every time something sad happens, and you get Akira, the main protagonist. Our deuteragonist is Akira's badass childhood friend, Ryo, a rich, genius, psychopathic fuckboy who also turns out to be a professor in the United States despite being the same age as Akira, and whose mission is to prove that the demons exist, which will stop them somehow. Though the main driving force and source of tension in the plot is not the fight against the demons, but instead the interactions between these two childhood friends and how they approach their Doomguy activities. The forefront of which is the expression of Akira's humanity, and is made as blatant as possible by having Akira play a modified role of Pavlov's dog. Anytime he is met with some form of trauma, which the series dishes out like a sadistic doctor dishes out dirty, unwatched needles, he only has one reaction. He scrunches up his face like a half-constipated seagull and cries like a baby. And while normally I don't have an issue with manly men expressing their emotions, it only serves to illustrate a consistent issue across the medium. I don't know what it is with people who use this, but let me be clear. Random behavioral quirks do not count as character development. It's cool if you want to make your character do the moe moe cat dance or whatever this is, but at least provide a context for it. Develop it. Don't just show up at an airport, drop it off like a bomb at the check-in desk, and expect the audience to do anything except watch airport security treat you like the Eagles treated Tom Brady. And while the pacing can be problematic, Devilman Crybaby boasts one strong element to it: its visual style and direction. Visually speaking, this is some of the most interesting and dynamic scenes that exist in the medium to date. The animation is always exciting to look at, and that helps grab your attention even during the slow bits of the plot, which is probably most clear when it's tackling various sexual scenes. To all of you who say that Devilman is too sexual, and of course not too violent because this is the Crucible version of America, I've got one thing to say to you. I found it extremely refreshing. I'm saying this because of how maturely Masaki implements sexuality. While other anime may be content in throwing some titillating tits on the board just to milk a reaction from the audience like a bloated cow on a McDonald's farm, Masaki is attempting to make a statement on how humanity and sexuality are invariably intertwined. It serves as a blow to the moification of sexuality, because in a lot of anime, sexuality is rarely a theme that is maturely handled. Either sexual desire is shown to be repressed, see every male protagonist in every ecchi harem anime ever, or it is commoditized and sanitized to serve as a commercial for daikamers and figurines, aka the girls from those very same harems. Masaki depicts sexuality in a realistic light by depicting everyday scenes that explore humanity's relationship with sexuality, whether it comes in the form of dealing with sexual frustration, masturbation, what happens when you overindulge in your sexuality, or watching Akira come with the force of a great typhoon. Despite all the flaws and stumbles, Devilman Crybaby still manages to tell a powerful and compelling story, analyzing what it truly means to be human and the power of love. So while the flaws with its pacing can easily turn off new watchers, Devilman Crybaby, for its unique and bold nature, still gets replay. Though if you know you're not the type of person who likes experimental storytelling or are very uneasy with excessive sex and gore, this show is a skip. To be clear, this is not a children's show. But for the rest, Devilman Crybaby provides a visually interesting show whose ending will haunt you as you finish it.